morning, everybody. My name is Cassie. I am a 32-year-old truck driver, and I work for night transportation. I wanted to go ahead and make this video because I see that there are a lot of people that are trying to get into the trucking industry. And, well, basically they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're going to be signing up for. And I want to go ahead and leave my experience, just like I see all the other people on YouTube leaving their experience about night transportation. So but mine's going to be a little bit different. I see that majority of the majority of the drivers out there that are posting on YouTube talk about a program called Top Gun. And don't get me wrong, it's a good program. I'm not part of that program. I did not do Top Gun because I didn't think it was going to benefit me. And a lot of people think, well, I mean, if I do Top Gun, I only get 2 weeks of training with a personal trainer. And I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. I think having the hands-on experience is a lot better than having a simulator tell you about things. And like I said, it's different. It's different for everybody. And whether or not you think it'll benefit you is entirely up to you. I'm not going to tell you whether or not it's going to benefit. I'm not going to tell you if it's not going to benefit. So, basically, you go to your trucking academy. You spend 4 to 6 weeks in trucking school to get your CDL, which I think is good, but I think that you need a little bit more hands-on about the truck, because you don't know what exactly anything does in the truck. You don't know what you're going to be expecting when it comes to backing in a dock and everything like that. You know, the trucking academy, or the trucking school that you go to, may not have you back up into a dock, but have you back up into a set of cones, and have you and they'll tell you to visualize a truck on each side, and if you approach, then you fail. And a lot of it's different. A lot of it's like, yeah, I can do it, and a lot of it's like, no, I can't. It really depends on how you do as a student and how you do as a trainee. In my opinion, and just like everybody else, everybody's an asshole. Everyone has one. My opinion, you can take with a grain of salt, or you could listen. It really does depend on how you learn how to drive these trucks. The first 3 questions you have to ask yourself is, I'm going to get my CDL. Why do I want my CDL? A lot of people think, well, you know, I can make $80,000 in a year, but you really don't know what it takes to get that $80,000 a year. Because you have to put in the mileage, you have to put in the work. It's not just sitting in this seat, holding a steering wheel, looking at the cars in front of you go by, and eating a line. Eating a line as in just keep on going. I'm playing fucking Pac-Man on the dotted line on the interstate, and it's different. It is. It's not like you're driving a car. You're driving a semi. My truck, empty with a trailer, weighs 23,400 pounds. 23,400 pounds of nothing but a semi and a trailer with a full tank. And I wanted to get my CDL because I don't see this as a job. I see it as a lifestyle. I live in this truck. This truck is my home. I've got my animals. I've got my 2 cats. They are my everything. If I can get her. There you go. I've got this one and I've got Light in the back. And, you know, they go with me. It's best not to have distractions though, because then you get to hear the rumble strips when you're trying to reach for something, but you tend to go into the direction that you're looking in. Me, not so much. It happens. The next question that you're going to ask is, why do I want to be a truck driver? Because the first question, why do I want to get my CDL, is so you become a truck driver. But they're 2 different questions. It's not a loaded question, I promise. They're 2 different questions, and you can answer them very similarly the same if you have the right answer. And I can guarantee you making money is not the right answer. Because a lot of people will ask you in the trucking industry, well, do you know how to drive a car? And a lot of people are going to say yes. But do you really know how to drive a car? Do you know how to respect the road? Do you know how to respect trucks? Do you know how to respect yourself? Yourself mainly. The third question is probably the one of the most common questions. When I drive a truck, who am I going to work for? My option was night. I had many options. I got my CDL back in November of last year, so 2023. I got hired on through night in December of 2023. And because I'm a female, I didn't get into a truck until about February. Because night transportation, they don't have many female trainers. So it's going to take about 2 months to 3 months to get into a truck for any female who's wanting to get into night transportation. But I will let you know, it is so worth it. It's so worth the wait. Now, depending on how you do in the trucking academy, you know, when you get your CDL, depending on how you do, if you can drive and not have any issues, and you score hundreds on your test, or 97, or 95, or 93, if you score anything higher than a 93, then I can safely assume that you have the knowledge of something. Unlike the people who have scored a 92 and or 90 and under, a 90 and under, an 89 or under. Sorry, I'm trying to think about the learning curve there. I scored hundreds on my tests. I only had one retake because of a hiccup during my drive test, but I owned up to it. And I made that error, and it wasn't a bad error. It was not like anything bad could have happened. It was just something that I needed to work on, and I did. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so when I do things, I have to do it right, and I'm a little bit too hard on myself. I took the retake, and I was perfectly fine. I only had one mess up. That was it. On the first take. On the second take, I had no mess ups. I did everything perfectly fine. I have knowledge of the vehicle. I have knowledge of my spatial awareness. And I have knowledge of my time consumption. It is pretty easy when you know what you're doing. Now, the reason why I say with the people that learn from an 89 and under should not go to Top Gun is because I think, in my personal opinion, you need to stay in the academy just a little bit longer. Because if you're going to night transportation, these instructors are not going to teach you how to drive. You should already know how to drive a truck. That's what the academy is for. What the instructors here at night transportation, what they're going to do is they're going to teach you how to do the job using the ELD, using your time logs, making sure you know how to trip plan, making sure that you know how to back up a truck into a dock, making sure that you can fill out your paperworks, making sure that you know how to ask for an EFS check or a lumpers check or anything. They want to make sure that you have the stamina, that you have the spatial awareness. They want to make sure that you know that you can be calm and collective and not heavy on the gas. But they also want to make sure you're not going too slow either. These instructors are truck drivers. These instructors have been driving for 10 to 15 years plus. My instructor is my best friend. I love her. She's actually my work wife because she's amazing. I talk to her every single day. In fact, I'm getting ready to go see her on my way up to Tacoma because I know how to do my job. I'm not sitting here gloating, I promise. Gloating would be a whole bunch of other things and you would hear a whole bunch of other shit. But no, like, there are new drivers out here that don't know what they're doing. And I know I'm a new driver. I know I'm a fresh driver. However, I don't drive like I'm new. I don't drive like I am white knuckling on the steering wheel like, oh my god, I'm driving this big ass vehicle and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know? I'm all deer in the headlights and shit. No, I'm not. I'm relaxed. I'm calm. I'm collective. I'm sitting back. The truck is basically driving itself and everything like that. I'm just kind of guiding it. It doesn't take that much to move over into a lane. Even though you guys just see me do this, I'm still going straight. There's a 5 degree acting radius with the steering wheel and the steers. So, I mean, I could do that all freaking day and this truck will still go straight. Will not feel it. So, but like, can you manage your time? Can you be friendly and courteous? Don't get upset with road rage and stuff like that. Remain calm, because you never know what's going to happen. You always have to be prepared for the worst, right? And I'm always aware of where I am. I know where I am in my lanes. I usually hug the right side of the lane. I don't like hugging on the zipper because of the fact that you never know if some idiot's just going to go ahead and move out of his lane into yours. So, the thing about Top Gun that I don't like is that, you know, it's a simulator. I like the fact that it's a simulator. I like the fact that it can be used. I don't like the fact that you don't have the actual hands-on experience of driving the truck until a lot later. So, with that being said, you know, you make a few deliveries and stuff like that. You hope for the best. But sorry, I just saw something cool. I'm looking at the sky over here. It's actually pretty. So, but you know, a lot of these Top Gun students, they're new. They're very new. Like, I've had so many bad experiences with new students, new drivers. Excuse me. And it's not even part of night. It's not night. You know, I've had newbies on the side of the road. Not part of night, but different company. You know, they pull out without looking in their mirrors. They don't utilize their light systems correctly, or they don't tell you or give you any type of warning that they're coming out into traffic. So when you're like 500 to 1,000 feet up and you're doing like 60 miles an hour, it's going to take you some time to slow down. And it's going to take you some time to come to a stop if you have to, especially if you're loaded. Think of it like a train. You know, a train takes what, like 10 miles to fucking stop? Something like that. Anyway, the thing I don't like about Top Gun is that you're not driving a truck. You're in a simulator. You can't stick your head out the window when you're backing up. You can't see all of your obstructions behind you. You have to trust the mirrors. When I went to the academy, we were told never to trust our mirrors. The only time you should ever trust your mirrors is if you're in a straight line. Because if you can see a line on this side and you can see a line on that side, that means you know where you are in the lane. Or a dock. But when you're straight, you can trust your mirrors. When you're backing up and you're doing like an offset or a 90, don't trust your mirrors. You can trust your mirrors just a little bit, but it's a hell of a lot better and a hell of a lot easier to look out your window. You can't do that in the simulator. I know, like I said, I know that I'm a fresh driver, but I don't drive like I'm a fresh driver. I've gotten so many compliments and so many non-complaints from my driver manager, my driver development manager, and my terminal manager, and my best friend, who was my instructor. I was on the truck with her for 5 weeks. It was supposed to be 4, but we had gotten stuck out somewhere because of the snow. And we were also stuck on the East Coast because I'm lower 48. I'm not regional. I'm only regional temporarily until April 16th, which I'll talk about here in a second. We got stuck out there. Normally, training with the trainer is about 4 to 5 weeks anyway. If they feel like you need more training, then they'll keep you for an extra week. After that, they'll probably stick you with someone a little bit more patient. Or they'll let you go. Whew. The fourth question you really ask yourself is trucking for you? Because you never know. Trucking's not for everyone. So, yeah. Trucking's not for everyone. Trucking can be a stepping stone, or it could be the step off. You never know. What I mean by step off means finding a new career real quick, because this ain't it. I get to see all these beautiful places. I get to see all these beautiful people. I get to meet amazing people. I get to see mountains, forests. I get to see the coasts. I get to see everything. Now, like I said in the beginning, a lot of people like to open the book and say that I can make $80,000 in a year. If I said that, then cool. If I haven't, I'm going to touch on that right now. You sign on for a night, you get a $350 sign-on bonus or something like that. But you got your federal tax that takes out of it. So you're really only getting like 160 or 180. When you start working for night, you work with your trainer, and you get set a pay rate about $400 to $500 every week. Right? That's a set pay. When you start soloing out, this is where crunch time happens. You know, people are like, oh yeah, I want to make $80,000 in a year. You're not going to do it. Not unless you know how to put the mileage on the truck. Not unless you know how to be early for your deliveries, because that's what's going to get it. If you know how to put the mileage, and you know how to make your deliveries, and you know how to run the truck, then yeah, you could possibly make $80,000 in a year. You can make more, you can make less. It really does depend on sorry, I have to get over. It really does depend on how you run the truck. It really does depend on what you do and how you're able to keep a good standing with the company. I barely get talked to because I don't do anything wrong. I keep my head in the game. I stay focused. I make my deliveries early, and my dispatcher never asks me when my ETA is because he knows I'm going to make it early. My dispatcher, my driver manager, my DDM, my driver development manager, my TM, my terminal manager, and my best friend, my trainer, and a couple of other people have said I'm a badass driver. That there's no complaints that they have for me. I'm good at what I do. So I continue doing what I do because it's what I know best. And it's a little bit of the perfectionist in me. It's not. I'm experienced now. I'm still gaining experience as a new driver or a rookie driver. But I'm not driving like one. I've never driven like one. Even my instructors at the academy were very impressed with how I was able to handle the 2018 Freightliner Cascadia. They were very impressed because I knew what I was doing. I paid attention. The first time I did a 90 in school, I didn't even get out of the truck. Like, you use your get out and looks and everything like that, and I do highly recommend it. Use your get out and looks. But I saw what the instructor did, and they were like, ladies first, and I'm like, okay. So I got into it, and I did a 90. I backed it up in between the cones. No pull-ups, and I stopped it right on the mark where I was supposed to stop it. Not once did I get out. And they were like, how the fuck? How do you top that? I'm like, it's not a competition. A lot of people saw it as a competition, and I can tell you right now, they're probably not driving trucks right now. I used everything I took from that school as a learning experience. And I'm using it today. Even some things that they didn't teach me. So, trucking's not for everyone. It isn't. Trucking is definitely for me. Because I'm doing a hell of a good job. In 1 week, I put in 2,800 miles. And that's a lot. That's a good chunk of change right there. So I'm very happy with where I'm going. I'm very happy with what I'm doing. I'm very happy with the fact that I didn't go to Top Gun. I'm very happy that I didn't have to worry about any of the crap experiences of a truck driver who is totally unsure of themselves. Who's totally unsure of themselves, and you know, it's you do everything you need to do to make sure you get to where you're going. Now, some of the new drivers out there are asking questions or completely unaware. You know, what's it like living in the truck? That's not for everyone either. I'll tell you that right now. It's not for everyone. Because you're living in the truck, you're constantly moving. You never know when you're going to be able to take a shower. You never know when you're going to eat if you haven't done any grocery shopping. You don't know what supplies you need. You don't know when's the next time you're going to go grocery shopping other than your 34-hour reset. So you're living off of fast food. I'm not living off of fast food. I'm cooking my dinners. I'm making breakfast. I've got milk and cereal. I've got pancakes. I've got eggs. Nope, I actually ran out of eggs yesterday. But I had eggs. I had sausage. I have lunch meat, bread. I've got snack food. I've got a lot of things in this truck. A lot of things that a lot of people would not think you would need. And I've pretty much got this thing set up like home. I've got cat food, cat litter, cat box. I've got a 43-inch TV up there. I've got decorations all over my truck. Let me see if I can show it off. Light. So there's my organizer, stuff like that. My bed is made. My bed is always made when I get up. The plastic bag right there, that's my junk food. But not really. It's drinks and a bag of chips and stuff like that. But drinks like to make me hydrated, like Gatorade, Propel, water. I also have a 24 pack of water underneath the truck in the cab. Let me see if I can. There's my TV, and I have decorations and everything like that. And my organizers from this side to that side, shampoo, shower stuff, facial stuff, like cleaning stuff. This one's miscellaneous, nail polish and stuff, and that one's makeup, complete makeup. And then you have my, I don't know if you can see it because my GPS is in the way. There's a cabinet right here. I'm pointing at it, where the blanket is. There's a cabinet right there where I built shelves and put my clothes in it. And above it, behind the TV, is where my hotspot sits because I have internet on the truck. And then behind the TV itself is where I put my breads and stuff like that because I don't want them to get moldy or anything. And then this cabinet right here has all my cooking utensils and my hot skillet, my coffee maker, my cereal, my box containers that can go in here, my utensils to cook. The shelf that's right here has all my seasoning, salt, pepper, thyme, salt, everything, like seasonings, all my seasonings. And my cats usually sit behind me on the shelf where you can make your food at, or a cup holder, or your nightstand. And then below it is the refrigerator where I have it fully stocked. So I don't know, I like it. I like how I have my setup. You know, I have a shit ton of food that I can make whenever I get hungry. I have on the road ready food in my cooler that my trainer gave to me. Like I said, who's now my best friend. So I have a lot of stuff. I have a PlayStation 4 up there too underneath the TV. I don't really play it. I have the TV because it hooks up to the Wi-Fi and it's a smart TV. And I can watch the news if I need to, because you're going to definitely need to know what the weather's going to be like on the way of wherever you're going. 1,000 miles, 1,400 miles, 1,500 miles, 1,600 miles, even 100 miles. You know, a couple weeks ago we were going through 50-mile-an-hour winds. That's not good, because if you're empty, you're late. You flip your truck. So, like, there's a whole bunch of things that a lot of these new truckers don't know about. And their work etiquette is just not strong enough. So ask yourself, yourself, really, do you really want to go into trucking? You have restrictions on your license. If you can't learn how to drive a manual, then I suggest you're not ready for trucking at all. I know it's a little harsh to say, but if you can't figure out how to drive a stick shift for a truck, I kind of say don't go into trucking, because stick shift is like the easiest thing. Now, yes, I do understand that there are automatic restrictions and that you can only drive an automatic if you have said restriction. And I understand that the world of trucking nowadays are getting rid of and doing away with most manual trucks in the companies, unless you're an owner-op, where you own your own truck. I don't have a restriction. Yeah, I'm kind of gloating about that one. The majority of the students I went to school with have a restriction. And, I mean, they're still good. Not all people who have gotten an automatic restriction are bad drivers. I'm not saying that. But if it really, really proved difficult and you still can't pass in an automatic, please don't. If you can't pass your first or second test, please don't. Just don't. Don't keep going. Because as much as you want to keep going, as much as you want to put forward the effort, and this is what you really want, but you failed the second time and you're on your third attempt and it's not looking so good, hang up the keys. Because you're going to come out here into a whole new world where trucking is life, and you're going to make us other drivers quite nervous. I know, I need to do positive reinforcement, but I don't sugarcoat shit. I don't like sweet. I'm kind of a tarty person, so I don't know. A lot of these new drivers make me nervous. A lot of these new drivers don't know left from right. A lot of these drivers don't know east from west. A lot of these drivers don't know what 50 times 3 is. Like the new drivers, not the old drivers. 50 times 3 is 150, just so you know. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because, if you're going to plan your routes out, you're going to plan it doing 50 miles an hour. If you're going 50 miles an hour, how many miles have you gone in 3 hours? 150. 4 hours is 200. 5 hours, 250. 6 is 3. Basically, you cut it in half. And yeah, your truck may go over 55 or 50, sorry. But you're not taking into account of the uphills and the downhills and the traffic and the stop and goes and the stops that you make. So 50 is a good reference number to plan your trips out. That's what I was told, and it makes perfect sense. I'm doing 55 in California because that's the speed limit here. But I can give an accurate ETA still. I'm gonna get to my friend's house at 2:45. 2:45 is when I'm going to be there. And I'm not using the GPS. I am, as a reference, I use the atlas, but I also, what I'm looking at is the mileage. I don't care about the directions. I'm looking at the mileage and pounding it into my head. I know it's going to take me about 7 hours to get there from when I woke up this morning. I totally forgot to charge my phone. I know it's going to take me about 7 hours to get there. And I'm happy about that. I'm by no means thinking that I'm going to be behind. So I know where I'm at. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. Why did it? Okay, no. There we go. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm going. And I'm quite happy with away from home 4 to 6 weeks? Are you going to be happy not being able to know when your next shower is going to be? Are you going to be happy knowing that you're going to be on the road whenever you need to be to make that appointment? Are you going to be able to show up early? Are you going to be able to do the job? Those are the real questions you should ask yourself. Trucking is not for everyone. I encourage you, if you really do want to be a trucker, spend the time to look forward to what you need to do. If you are going to work for night transportation, learn about the industry. While you're sitting there, learn about the industry. When you're in the yard, play with the trucks. Your time off is your time off. Treat it as such. You can request time off home. You can request home time. You can also request home time no matter where you are. So let's say I wanted to go to Tennessee because that's where my family is. I want to go to Tennessee, but I live in Oregon. I'm lower 48. If I'm over somewhere, Texas, let's say, Louisiana, Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and I say, hey, I want home time in Tennessee, send me over there. They'll do it. They'll ask you how many days you need off, and they'll give it to you. Don't do anything far-fetched like over a week. I have 4 days coming up, and I have 6 days coming up because I have to have the 6 days. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I have to have the 6 days. But they understand. And I'm not giving them any problems. So they're happy to give me the 6 days that I need off. Night Transportation is a family-owned company. If you haven't done that research yet, I suggest you do. It's not a big company. It is a mega company, but it's not a big company. They don't have as many trucks as the other companies out there. But it is growing. Especially since Swift merged with Knight. Knight technically owns Swift. Not the other way around. Do your research, I promise you. They merged with them, I think last year or 2 years ago. One or the other. Anyway, it's a good company. It's a good starter company. I don't see this as a starter company. And there's two definitions to starter company. If you're new and you have your CDL and nobody's hiring you because you don't have experience, there are a couple companies out there. Bay Trucking will hire you. Night Transportation will hire you. Snyder, depending on the routes, will hire you. Logging trucks will hire you if you live out on the West Coast. There's a whole bunch of companies that'll hire without experience, but majority of the companies out there require 3 months to 6 months experience in a truck, and that's not including school. So it's good to start a company. And it's not easy. Don't think that you're going to get in here and not get your hands dirty. First week I started with my trainer, I was already underneath the truck fixing a problem. That was easy to fix, but it was raining. It just got finished snowing. Our radiator hose had came loose. I asked her if she had any tools. I grabbed a screwdriver and I got underneath the truck. We popped the hood open. I got underneath the truck, in between the tire and in the fender. So I'm in the truck, in the engine bay. and I'm tightening down this hose. Fix the problem. So, I mean, don't think you're not going to get dirty. Every single time you diesel up, you fuel up, you're going to get dirty. Every single time you do work, you clean the trailer, you're going to get dirty. Every single time you drop a trailer, pick up a trailer, you're going to get dirty. That's what these are for. Wear your gloves. Have sanitary hand wipes, sand wipes. Keep your truck clean. I have a cleaning system in this truck. I have a whole bunch of cleaning products up there, and I have a vacuum cleaner underneath my closet. I keep this truck as clean as I possibly can. For my 34-hour reset, I am cleaning this bitch again. Because I like a clean truck. I like a clean home. I like a system. This truck does not smell like cat. This truck does not smell like BO. This truck smells like rose petals with a little bit of vanilla mix into it, because I have a spray that I have that I normally spray on my blankets. It's not to knock out the BO, it's because I like the smell. I like to sleep on it. I have a lavender spray as well that you can spray on your pillow. This truck doesn't smell like smoke, because I don't smoke. I vape, and the vape smells good, but I also don't like vaping when the windows are up, because I don't want that shit sticking to my windows. The cats are very clean. The only thing that I have to worry about is their shedding, and that's what the vacuum is for. And some of the cat litter that's around the cat litter area that I have a mat for, which I'll kick out the window or the door when I get parked, and I'll knock off the access cat litter. The water bowl has a towel behind it and around it so they don't spill it. Their food bowl is in a plastic tote, and it's not, there's no way they're going to be able to knock that over, but it's big. And I keep everything clean. I keep everything in good standing. I don't like dirtiness. I don't like filth. And I don't like smells that I can't stand. I have a system and I like it. I have a filing system and I like it. That's where I put all my paperwork. Like, I have taken some ideas from my trainer. Damn it, it's all on my bed. I've taken some ideas from my trainer, and I've used my own filing system to keep everything in order and in check. And I've also have ways to remember what I have on me, my trailer and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's all good and dandy if you know how to use the system right. It's a lot of work, it really is. Don't be discouraged. Like I said, trucking's not for everybody. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to driving and listening to music, but I just wanted to go ahead and put this out there. You know, if you're gonna sign up for night, it's a good company. Just listen to your instructors. Make sure you can take action. Make sure you can be able to say, okay, well, that was my fault. It won't happen again, and take it as a learning experience. Don't fight with your instructors. These instructors don't take no bullshit. And that's what I like about them. That's how my trainer and I became really good friends. We talk every day. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go see her, and then I'm heading to Tacoma, Washington. I have to be there by Sunday. I'm going to be there Saturday. because you think it's going to be the best idea, have your reasons. I don't like being home. I like being alone. I like listening to music. I like seeing the road. I like working. I absolutely love working. That's why I'm such a perfectionist. I have to do everything right. I'm not from Oregon. I'm not. I'm not even from anywhere on the West Coast. I am from Jersey. I moved around, visited a lot of places, but moved to Florida. I moved to Nashville, stayed in Louisiana, stayed in Florida, stayed in Texas, stayed in North Carolina, stayed in Delaware, Pennsylvania, all of the East Coast. And yeah, I've been around too. I've been to a couple other places. It doesn't really matter. Point is, I have no attachments to where I'm at right now. So I don't mind being on the road as long as I have been. I have everything I need. And hopefully soon, maybe I can have a friend come with me or whatever. If they, hey, I want to see the world with you. Can you take me for a month? Oh yeah, I'll take you. Just so long as you don't mind sitting in the seat or laying in the bed watching videos, because this is pretty much all you're gonna do as a passenger. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna get off here. I hope that you guys have taken some experience into this video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down in the section below. I'll do my best to answer. But like I said, make sure it's right for you before you just go ahead and do it. My name is Cassidy. I'm out through the Portland yard. If you have any questions, like I said, just comment on my video or you can ask them. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a good day. Shiny side up, rubber side down. And if you ever see a night truck, go ahead and give him a wave or a toot-toot. With that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.